Hey y'all, how you doing? I'm Laurie, the community manager and a design coach for Southern Charm Wreaths. Welcome back to the page, and may I say Happy New Year. Today we're going to talk about organization. More specifically, we're going to talk about 10 ways to organize your ribbon. With the new year upon us, it's always good that we get a good, fresh start for the year to come. And for those that are like me, ribbon hoarders, because I love ribbon, we have quite a bit of it. And organizing your ribbon is going to help ensure that you have a fresh eye to see what you have. You can obtain the certain ribbons that you're interested in using in your designs very quickly, and it keeps your mind decluttered, right? So today I'm going to tell you 10 ways that you can or organize your ribbon that's going to help you out. Let's get started. So the first one's going to be, you can always use a ribbon spool rack. These are very helpful. They lay out. You can hang them in your craft area if you'd like. You can go obtain the ribbon that you wish. You can pull it off of the spool itself and cut it. Or you can have a spool rack that you can actually take the whole spool of your ribbon off of. That's number one. That's always a good idea. I've used them in the past. Number two is a tiered pegboard system. So this is going to be a pegboard. You can either mount it on a frame itself, or you can attach it to the wall itself. And then from that pegboard, you can have systems that you place in the little peg holes that will hold your ribbons together, right? Number three are going to be clear plastic bins or drawers. Now, this one is the most popular, in my humble opinion, when it comes to storing seasonal ribbons. Ribbons that have patterns to them, ribbons that have themes to them, ribbons that coordinate together, like your Christmas elf ribbon or your patriotic star ribbon. Clear bins is the number one way for wreath makers to store their ribbon. The reason why we want it to be clear is we want to be able to see what's inside of it. That way we don't have to open the tote or the bin itself and kind of dig down in there and see what's in there. You can literally open or walk by the bin without opening it up and see what's in it. So clear bins and or plastic totes or drawers is the number one way. I'll talk a little bit more in detail about that. But the ribbon is visible. You can sort it by theme or by color, as I was saying, and it can nicely stack. So you can stack your ribbon bins on top of each other. The next one is a magazine file holder. You can stand the spools on their sides and tuck them into a sturdy file holder. I personally have not used this technique before. However, it sounds like it's lovely, and if you would like to use it, please feel free to do so. Number five is going to be hanging ribbon dispensers. You can utilize a wall mount organizer with slots by pulling the ribbon through them. So for example, let's just say you have a shelf mounted on your wall. And this shelf has a lip at the end of it. You can certainly stack your ribbon on top of it. And then instead of the tail end of the spool, instead of this right here coming over the little lip, you can take this and put it through where the lip is and just pull it out as you need it, okay? Number 6 are over the door organizer, or organizers or hangers. These make really good little organizing systems for ribbon. You can get them with pockets in them. You can get them to where they zip, the pockets zip, or you can get them to where you can just pull the ribbon out. Now, a door is only so big, so it's only going to be able to use a certain amount or you're only going to be able to store a certain amount of ribbon in your over the door shoe rack that you use. But it's always nice to have extra space like that in our craft areas. Number 7 is going to be decorative baskets or boxes. If you enjoy using the decorative boxes that you can get at big box stores or baskets, please feel free to do so. The rectangular baskets are very good size to use. Personally, I would not suggest using round baskets. We want it to be more square and or rectangular. That way the spools will go down evenly and you can stack them up. If it's circular, you'll have a little bit more problem with your spools falling over or spilling over on the sides. Number 8 is going to be a repurposed wine rack. For our wine lovers, repurposing a wine rack is a very good way to store your ribbon. You can slide the spools into the wine rack for fun, space-saving storage solutions. So maybe you might look at your wine racks a little differently now that I've made that suggestion. We can always repurpose things to our advantage, right? Number 8 is going to be ribbon cards with binder rings. So this is where you wrap leftover ribbon onto a card, hole punch them, and group them in a binder. Another way or another alternating solution for this is if you have leftover ribbon, cut a piece of cardboard, maybe 10 inches long. You want to go 4 inches wide, possibly 5 if you'd like. Wrap that over or that ribbon that is left over that cardboard, and then you can label it if you wish, and it can be stored in a very slender, thin area that you designated for leftover ribbon. One of the visual things that I can tell you about that is if you've ever been to a fabric store and the fabric is on a piece of cardboard that is wrapped around it and it stands up. This suggestion number 9 is very similar to that. And last but not least, number 10 would be floating shelves with dowels, right? Install shelves with dowels to showcase spools and add decor appeal. The dowels would be hanging on the actual, an actual shelf itself. So let's see, let me see if I can, have you ever seen a, maybe a cup holder where it holds several different teacups, or a gun rack? Maybe your husband or significant other might have one of those. What you're going to do is you're going to take that dowel and you're going to put it on the shelf. The ribbon will be on the dowels as you put them on the shelf. This is a very good visual way to see what you have. However, I will say this, unless you're going to pull your ribbon off of your spool and keep the spool on the dowel, you'll have to take the actual dowel down. Remove what's in front of the ribbon spools that you wish to use, and then replace, once you take what you want off, then you would need to replace it again. But those are 10 ways that you can organize your ribbon for the new year. For the plastic bins, let's go a little bit more in depth in that. Choose a bin or a drawer size that fits the spools that you're using. For example, if I had 4-inch ribbon that I wanted to store, I would not want to get a small, clear storage bin or drawer. I would want that storage bin to be wider because 4-inch spools are wider. And I will, hold on just a minute, I'll demonstrate. If I picked a small a small clear bin, and it was not as wide as I would need, I would only be able to get a little bit in, right? So think about the size of ribbon for your clear storage bins you want to use. The same principle applies for 2.5-inch ribbon. You want to think about how many spools of 2.5-inch ribbon you can get into your storage bins, okay? Make sure that your clear storage bins are stackable, that you can stack them one on top of the other, that they will not slide or fall off, those that are being stacked up. A way that you can ensure that is to make sure you get the same type of clear storage bins. So for me personally, in my shop and my supply areas, I might have gone and purchased 4 of the same type of clear bins one year. And they are stackable. They sit on top of each other. They're made to do that. The next year, I might have gone and gotten 4 more. However, the brand is different. That's okay. Don't worry about getting the exact same types of clear storage bins if they're not available. Just make sure that what you are purchasing at the time can be stacked on top of each other, and that it will be able to stack on what you already have as far as clear bins. Now, clear bins, just like any other, but clear bins are so much better because you can sort by color, like I said. You can sort by theme. You can sort by pattern. You can sort by season. They are all wonderful. And the great thing about the clear is you can actually see what's in it. So, for example, I might have Valentine's Day sorted in 2 different bins or 3 different bins. I might have all my pinks in one bin, my reds in another, and my whites in a third for Valentine. Or I might have my Valentine heart ribbon in one. I might have my striped in another. So hopefully you can see where I'm going. The larger the season, the more bins you're probably going to need. Christmas, I have quite a bit more clear storage bins than I do for Valentine's Day. But they're all sorted out, okay? And you can label them. Make sure you use a label on the front of each clear bin to quickly identify what's in that bin. Although you can see it, you might have a shelving unit and you've placed your bins in there. Instead of having to pull that bin out and actually see in it, a label would be so helpful for you to just say, oh, okay, this is pink Valentine, correct? You can do that with ribbon all day long. And lastly, keep a routine of what you have. Like maybe every month, if every month is too much for you, maybe every quarter or every season, you want to go through and look at what you have and ensure that the ribbon that you have remaining is sorted and easily accessible. After every season, wreath makers have a tendency to change over to the next season, and that is a perfect time for you to do it. Okay? With all these suggestions, it's going to make 2025 even a better year for you. I hope what I have shared are quick 10 ways that you can organize your ribbons. If you choose to use these, please feel free to share it with us at southerncharmwreaths.com or our Facebook page. We would love to see it. If not, choose one. If you have your own system, I encourage you to still make sure that you go through and refresh what you have and get started for the new year, okay? Please let us know in the comments section if this helped you. If you have any questions, please put the comments in there as well. Please like and or share this video. If you are not a wreath maker and have come across this video, but you know someone who is and wants to encourage them or offer them helpful tips, please feel free to share this as well. I will say this, another way that you can keep yourself very organized and ready for the new year is to have a master calendar. SouthernCharmWreaths.com owner Julie Samako offers us a design planner. I'll make sure that link is in the comments below. Please consider purchasing that. It is a wonderful tool to use. You can also find it at southerncharmwreaths.com. Okay? Again, I'm Laurie Yan, design coach and community manager for Southern Charm Wreaths. Thank you so much for joining me. I hope y'all have a great day, and I'll see you soon. Bye.